I walk through the hallways filled with pictures. And sometimes I wonder, what do I really remember? I lived with each of my grandmothers during my life, and now that they're gone, I wonder, what's left? I stare at pictures, and because they were old from my entire life, I can't tell whether the time they portray is one in which I participated in or even was alive for. My mother's mother, whom I called Nama, lived in a wonderful house. I remember many things about it. I remember visiting when I was young, drinking my first sip of caffeine to placate my cries after falling off a swing. Hearing the grandfather clock in the morning and running downstairs so we could read funnies in the paper together. My father's mother, whom I called Grandma, had a wonderful garden. I remember many things about it. I remember watching things grow and seeing her paintings of the flowers. The now filled-in koi pond that we built, and catching the fish so that we could clean it. Sometimes I wonder about what they've left behind for me, what still exists of them in my mind. But most of all, I wonder, what do I really remember? There are so many pictures. Volumes like wordless children's books line our shelves. Frames of all sizes and shapes adorn every wall in every room. I like to wander through these. I try to remember the actual event, but often I can only recall the photograph itself, only the most distant wisp of a memory of the time when the photo was taken. Even when I remember what feels like a real memory, only aided by a visual clue, I wonder if it's real at all. I didn't used to doubt my own mind so much. When talking to my mother about her mother's funeral, I was stunned to learn that the funeral service and the burial were not minutes apart as I had remembered it, but separated by a full day. I was so positively sure I was right. I came across this startling imperfection while I was attending my other grandmother's funeral. I began to savor and study all the photographs more intently after that, and that's when I came across the disquieting thought that the pictures had somehow stolen the real memories away from me, captured like some voodoo curse. Unsettled, I soon realized that if photographs could do such damage, what could all of our home movies do? I pored over home videos, searching for some shred of hope, but was again discouraged. I saw each of their movements, heard their kind voices, and though they seemed brought back to life right in front of my eyes, I cursed the fact that I may never remember these things apart from their existence on a black strip of magnetic tape. I felt a twinge of distrust in these things. Since then, I've tried to remember things from my own memories, avoiding anything glossy or staticky. Inevitably, I'm drawn back like a moth to the flame to those images, so easily captured and presented, leaving little room for its so much more significant biological counterpart, the elusive and rarely explainable memory. Despite my distrust, I always question myself. Would I remember these two loving people so clearly without the aid of these things? Would Nama's voice in my mind ever have been more than the robotic sound of her talking machine if it weren't for these videos that preceded her disease? Would Grandma's love of traveling to exotic locations and beautiful natural locales be remembered as fully without the photographs and the paintings she based off of them? Would Nama's last months mean as much to me if they had been forgotten in that initial wave of fear, regret, and sorrow, instead captured indefinitely on digital tape? Would Grandma's sense of the importance of family flow through my veins without all the pictures of family gatherings? Or are these things already lost in a truer sense, plastered on paper and tape like some tacky art project, rather than intimately organized by my mind alone, decorating the faulty but personal walls of my memories? If I somehow lost all my memories to some degenerative disease, Would pictures and videos really suffice? Is that really it? Are those the only options? Is it only one or the other? Or is there some viable combination, some path where intimate memories and home movies and pictures can meet? As I grow older, I keep this in mind for my children and grandchildren's sake. I hope the memories will be well preserved in albums both in my mind and in physical form. My memories, our memories, will strive to be real. That may be the only thing of which I can assure you.